Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of Carnegie Borough Council to order. We'll start with a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Steve.
Councilperson DeLoss? Here. Councilperson Demko?
Here.
Councilperson Boyd?
Here.
Councilperson Borough? Councilperson Sarsfield? Here. Council President Katina?
Here.
Mayor Kabisik? Here. We have a quorum.
Girl Scouts, I believe you have an update on the Adopt a Block program. Who would like to give the update? You should speak into the microphone.
Okay. Hello, I'm Hannah Stack from Girl Scout Troop 50254, and we presented in May an Adopt a Block program to earn our Silver Award. With the efforts of our troop and the mayor, we have completed the hours needed to earn our Silver Award in Girl Scouts. I created the contribution letter to go to the businesses for donations, and I also requested supplies from PennDOT, including gloves, garbage bags, safety vests. These supply kits were given to residents who signed up to Adopt a Block. And for marketing, we used posters and the signal item to announce the project. And for the Pampered Chef fundraiser, we raised money for the grabbers for the kids. Next is Isabella Zanetta.
Thank you, Hannah. For my part of the project, I was responsible for the guidelines or rules to tell the people what to do and what not to do, which is also featured in the contract. For the contracts, I made 2 contracts, one for the residents and one for the businesses. On the back of the contracts, there is an agreement. So here's Hannah Zaletsky with the slogan and flyers.
Thank you, Isabella. For my part of the project, I was in charge of the slogan and flyers. For the slogan, we had a contest to see who can get the best one. And once we picked the winner, the elementary school is going to make signs that will be posted around the community. For the flyers, they had when and where stuff is occurring and the guidelines and the do's and don'ts. And we have thank yous for all the businesses to hang up. And now Alexis Martin with presenting the business participants.
Multiple times we went to the local businesses of Carnegie to explain our project and ask them to sign up. During our visit, we shared our information and that we were asking all businesses to join our Adopt a Block. If they signed up, they took responsibility of keeping their storefront clean of debris. We asked them to display our sign in their storefront window, and here are some examples of what businesses. I'd like to turn our presentation over to Glenn Finley. Thank you, Alexis. My name is Blair Finley. During our project, we had several sign-up opportunities for residents. They were held on Cleanup Day and Election Day at the Borough Building in Carnegie Elementary School. We also stationed on Carnegie Crawl Night in August and a few times in front of Carnegie Coffee Shop. We had success with getting 40 residents to agree to support our Adopt a Block program. Here is a visual of all the streets that were adopted. Each of us have put in 50 plus hours, and we will continue to keep this program going. We are selecting a slogan in a poster contest for signs to be placed throughout the community. We will also hold a sign-up each spring for new participants and send email reminders to ones who already signed up. Thank you for supporting this opportunity to earn a silver award. Then I did stuff about a chipper program. I have papers.
She's presenting some papers about a chipping program that they actually do in Crafton. It's great for recycling, and she'll talk to you a little more about that.
While working on the Adopt a Block program, I've noticed a need for disposal of wood waste. Since I live in Crafton and I know about their chipper program, here's information if you would be interested. The chipper is a woodsman chipper purchased from Welsh Equipment through Pennsylvania DEP grant. Residents can request tree limbs and branches no more than 5 inches in diameter and 10 feet in length to be chipped. The residents can keep the chips or get them hauled away. The residents can call to make an appointment to get limbs and branches chipped. The season for this is April 1st to November 15th. Residents can also purchase wood chips for free delivery. If there is an interest in this project, please contact Rob, Crafton Public Works Supervisor. Also, a demo can be arranged. Also, we are working on a recycling project.
And if the council wants to ask any questions, please do so now.
Just, may we have your sign and your other sign to hang in our lobby? Would that be okay?
Yes.
I think it'd be nice to show everyone that comes in here everything that you guys have done. And this is a great example of that.
We would like to make sure that the sign stays, because once a year on election day, we're going to come back and clean up day to try to sign up more people,
Nice.
so that we know what streets are already adopted, so that it's
I'm sorry. You guys really did an outstanding job. I'm really impressed with everything that you guys did. So thank you so much for making the Borough of Carnegie look so much better.
I just want to say too that it's been a joy to work with this troop, from the parents to the troop leader, to this Girl Scouts. You guys have been absolutely fantastic and really worked hard. And I still will not forget the fact that you guys were in our downtown lifting up those metal grates and cleaning underneath there all along our downtown area where the trees were. That was pretty impressive. So I want to thank you guys for everything that you did. And I know this council has been very supportive of this whole project. So it's really exciting to see young people stepping forward and doing something so productive. So thank you so much, really.
And Public Works thanks you too.
Yeah, we need to arrange a demonstration of you lifting the grates and stuff for Public Works.
He's laughing, but it's true.
I would like to, Councilman Sarsfield, this wood chipper program, being that it's a grant from the PA Department of, Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, maybe the Shade Tree Commission could look at this and maybe Bob could work on it and see if we could get that grant. And it would be I think it would be a great addition. So between Public Works Supervisor and the Shade Tree, maybe we can find out something to find a way to get this grant.
We're on top of it.
Oh, never mind, they're already on top of it. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any public comment on any of the listed motions this evening?
So girls, that means your time is done. If you wish to leave, you are more than welcome to leave.
But if you'd like to stay, you're more than welcome to stay.
Thank you for discussing that.
Thank you, young ladies. We appreciate it. That's wonderful.
Binder? Are you going to keep those two, or do you want to?
They want the binders?
Do you want to? I sent you a list of all
Yes,
the,
I have that.
all the businesses, all the residents, in an email list.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Wow, the room's cleared out now.
Now we're from those seniors.
Moving up. Any public comment on any of the listed motions this evening? Seeing that there's no public comment, we'll begin with administration. Councilman Sarsfield.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion A is a motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting held on August 11th and August 20th of 2014.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Motion B is a motion to accept the 2015 minimum municipal obligation report for the Borough of Carnegie Police Pension Fund and Borough of Carnegie Non-Uniform Pension Fund as submitted by the Borough Manager.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Motion C is a motion to offer conditional offer of employment to Renee Holden for the position of Administrative Secretary with the successful completion of the drug screening and physical.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, myself and the Borough Manager interviewed the candidate, and it's great. She's a Carnegie resident, has been employed in the tax office, so she's very familiar, and I believe, and the manager believes, she'll be able to hit the ground running. So, you know, this is just another attribute to our manager and to this council that we continue to move the time forward.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. We've had discussion. Roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Boyd,
Yes.
Councilperson Demko,
Yes.
Councilperson DeLoss,
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Council President Katina.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion D is a motion to advertise the budget meetings as September 29th, October 20th, and October 27th, and November 17th of 2014.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
Motion E is a motion to extend the lease agreement for the portion of Carnegie Park with Pitcher Park Memorial Skate Park until October 1st, 2014.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Motion F is a motion to instruct the Borough Manager to execute an agreement between the Borough of Carnegie and Pyrotechnico for the annual fireworks display to be held on July 3rd, 2015 at the cost of $5,250.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Motion,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, go ahead.
right. Motion G is not on your copies of your agendas that you have out there, but it was a motion that was necessary to be made tonight. So if you have any questions on it, feel free. It's a motion to enter into an agreement with Optimus Risk Service to establish a safety committee with a price not to exceed $9,540.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded.
I'll explain a little bit. What this does is it puts a safety committee in place which ultimately helps us with our workman's comp. Helps provide our workers how to operate more safely, avoid accidents, and again, which brings our bottom line price down.
And we also, if I'm correct, Councilman, by state statute, we get a discount if we have safety committees in existence.
Correct.
A motion has been made and seconded. We've had discussion. Roll call vote, please, Steve, on this one.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Vlas?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
No other motions, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance, Councilman DeLuise.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to approve the September bill list and bill list addendum.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Vlas?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to exonerate lot and block numbers 102B287 Logan Street, Carnegie Borough Building, and 102C335 12 3rd Street from the 2014 Borough property tax payment.
Second.
Mr. President, what this is the administrative task so that the borough doesn't pay taxes on its own properties, and we're talking about the borough building itself and the empty lot which used to be known as the Pucci Apartments.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public Works, Councilman Demko.
Motion to approve payment estimate number 2 to Soleil Construction, Inc. in the amount of $15,632.96 for work completed between May 16th, 2014 and August 25th, 2014 for the sewer contract number 2014-1A excavation contract.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Vlas?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve payment estimate number 5 to Monjovi and Sons Excavating in the amount of $24,163.61 for work completed between August 1st, 2014 and August 31st, 2014 for the 2014 sewer contract number 2014-1C, specialty repairs.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing there's no discussion, roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Vlas?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to authorize KLH engineers to begin on the year 41 community development block grant pre-application for demolition of properties.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Steve, do you have the addresses that we're applying for the block grant?
The 3 addresses that the borough is applying for are 322 Alice Street Extension, 332 7th Avenue, and 645 Ridge Avenue.
And just to clarify, we're applying for this money through a CDBG grant. But typically 3 houses may cost us anywhere between $8,000 and $11,000 a piece, so you're looking at about $30,000 roughly for this package, $30,000 or $40,000 roughly for this package. And odds are, through a CDBG grant, through the COG, we'll probably only get, if we're lucky, probably $7,000 or $8,000, which might not even cover one house. So, but we'll take whatever we can get. So that's why we're putting more on the list, hoping for a little bit more money, but we'll see what happens.
This would be for in the year 2016, not 2015.
Correct. This is not for, yes, correct. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion Motion carries.
Motion to approve payment estimate number 1 to Erie Mancini Construction in the amount of $27,485.46 for the Greenbrier Drive storm sewer repairs.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson DeLoss?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve payment estimate number 5 to A. Felino Construction in the amount of $17,277.70 for work completed through May 21st, 2014 for the 2013 pavement maintenance program.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson DeLoss?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to award Rome's Painting Company to complete the paving of Brown Alley in the amount of $11,900.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Just the price is $11,900. I did she?
Yeah, that's what she said. Just for clarification purposes, originally Brown Alley was something that we previously thought our public works crew could do, but after further research and basically looking at it, it was decided that this was beyond their scope because of the truck traffic, the heavy truck traffic that uses Brown Alley. It would basically tear up the asphalt or the highway mix that we use to do the alleys. So that's why we're going outside to have this done. So a motion has been made and seconded. Roll call vote, please, Steve.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson DeLoss?
Yes.
Council President Katina?
Yes.
Motion passes.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Public safety, Councilman Boyd.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2014-20, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie establishing a handicapped parking space near 643 Dow Avenue.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Would you also please read our Community Development Code Enforcement since Councilman Borough is not here?
Happy to. Motion to adopt Resolution number 2014-19, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie approving that the acquisition and subsequent disposition of the parcel of vacant property known as Lot and Block number 103-F-16, 308 Lexington Court would be in accord with the comprehensive plan of the municipality.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? This is a housekeeping measure for the county, correct, Steve?
Yes, this is part of the vacant property side yard program.
Thank you. They're just taking it over, so. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to ratify the decision of the Planning Commission recommending to council the lot subdivision submitted by NVR Incorporated, Priestley Heights Land Development, Lot and Blocks 103-E-207 and Lot and Block 103-E-208.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We'll now have committee reports. Administration, Councilman Sarsfield.
Thank you, Mr. President. We continue to work on contract negotiations. Currently, we're working with the police. Public Works was met with briefly the other day. They'll be next, and then, of course, administration. But thus far, the talks seem to be very positive and progressive. And at the end of the day, I think we'll be able to come to a sound agreement. That's all I have. Thank you. Councilman Delos, Finance?
Earlier this evening, the council approved meeting dates for review of the budget for the next year. And other than that, as Councilman Sarsfield mentioned, we continue to meet with two of our labor groups on their new contract and steelworkers to follow after that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Code Enforcement Community Development Councilperson LaVar is not here tonight, so we'll skip that. Public Works Councilperson Demko.
I just wanted to let everybody know that the Public Works have been working on paving the alleys, the ones that we can't pave. And how many more do you have? Do you have two more? And they'll be finished with the alleys. So that makes a total of how many that you? Five. Okay. All right.
What two are remaining?
Park, which is adjacent, park between, which is the one between Library and Beechwood, between Christie and Capitol, that section. But the residents, we need to check with the residents, because the problem is if we do pave it, we're gonna need to move garbage out front. So,
There's steps involved, isn't there?
yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's
Yeah.
tricky.
So that, because I'm tired of grounding out on that little ad. I have obviously a sports utility vehicle, and you know it's bad when I ground out. So that's why I asked Public Works to look into it, to see if that's something they can handle. But like I said, we would need to move garbage out front, and I need to get some pulse of the residents right there to see what they think on that. Because they've asked for it, but and they are not, I'm not sure that they're gonna wanna sacrifice their garbage pickup. So that's what we need to find out.
And that's all.
Okay. Public Safety, Councilperson Boyd.
Yeah, public safety. The only thing I have this month is an update from what I talked about last month, which was that one of our ambulances had a blown motor and was out of service, and it was going to be extremely expensive to get it repaired. The engine was replaced. We now have 3 ambulances in service, and the funding was taken care of internally inside the EMS organization.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have a few things this evening. The first thing is, obviously we're going into, and I say this every year, a difficult budget season. This year is probably going to be especially difficult because there's a few in particular things that I'm a little bit concerned about. Number one, obviously, is the price of salt. The price of salt has gone up roughly $20 to $25 a square ton. What that translates to is if we would buy, last year we bought 2,500 tons of salt at approximately $130,000. That's going to translate to about a 30% increase, up to about $195,000. So that's a big chunk to fill in our budget when it comes to salt. Now, obviously, if we have a particularly harsh winter, like we had with the icing and the small amounts of snow here and there like we had last year, that obviously uses up a lot of salt. So that's one of my concerns at this point. The second concern is, obviously, we're going into negotiating contracts like Councilman Sarsfield and Councilman Delos have said, and there's going to be obviously salary increases involved as part of that negotiation. So that's another concern that we'll need to take into account in this year's budget. The last piece that obviously I'm concerned about is that, in case you've been here over the last 2 months, we've kicked around the idea of the purchase of fire equipment. The fire department is looking for an aerial, which is a tower or a ladder truck, and a pumper truck or an engine, because and Councilman Boyd's explained this all to all of us, and you've heard him talk about it as well. But we're going to need to understand that do we say yes and go ahead and try to fund for this, or do we look at things and say not at this point in time?
those are some of the things, these are some of the things that I'm concerned about that we're going to be talking about over the next 3 months during these budget meetings. But I just wanted to give everyone a heads up as to what things are going through my mind at this point in time and how we're going to basically try to budget for them moving forward. The second thing is a piece of great news actually. For those of you that were lucky enough to watch the news one evening or would pick up the Post-Gazette or the Tribune-Review the next day, you would have seen that Carnegie was in the news, obviously, for Tony Hawk coming to Carnegie. And that was truly an outstanding event. I can't speak enough of it. Mary Pitcher and her entire crew deserves a heartfelt thanks. And it was just an extraordinary event for Tony Hawk to come to Carnegie and to see us out there in the media and on the front page of both papers the very next day. A lot of work and planning went into that event. So at this point in time, I would like to thank some of the people that were involved in it. Obviously, Mary Pitcher and her entire crew obviously deserve a huge amount of thanks. Mayor Jack Kubistik and our councilperson Susan Demko also deserve a huge amount of thanks for that, along with our Public Works Department and our Police Department, the Allegheny County Sheriff's Association. So many people went into the planning of making that day seem like that day went off very smoothly for as many people as we had here, as many cars, as many traffic as we had in Carnegie. It was a great event and very smooth overall, and all of these people deserve a huge amount of thanks for making that day come off as smooth as it did, and the nice amount of public relations and the nice amount of PR that Carnegie received over that day. Again, it was truly a phenomenal event and something I'll probably never forget. So again, thank you, Chief, thank you, Keith, thank you, Mayor, thank you for all of your hard work, and for all of the other members of council. I know you were involved too, so thank you as well. So that's it for the President's report. Thank you. Steve, did you have anything?
Yes, I did just have one thing. A couple months ago, Duquesne Light had a program where municipalities would be able to take advantage of purchasing new Cobra headlights for all of the street lights. We were lucky enough to be offered 10 and offered an additional 15, so within the next month or so, coming from 79 into town, we'll have brand new LED Cobra headlights, so I'm hoping that it will be a new entrance into the borough and brighten things up a little bit. And just another thing, just to add on to administration, I'd like to welcome Renee Holden to her position to the borough, and I'm hoping everything goes well. So that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Steve. And as soon as I get done thanking people, it pops into my mind that, oh my God, I did forget a group. And that's obviously the fire department and the EMS, Phil. So please extend our thanks to them. I'm sorry I forgot. I mean, you try to remember everyone in the back of your head when you're going through the list, and everyone that was at the event and everyone's there. But I knew I was going to forget somebody, so I unfortunately did. So I apologize for that.
No worries.
Junior council. Steve, did we get that letter sent out? Okay. We're recruiting, obviously, new members for junior council. We wanted to wait until class got back in session for junior council members, and hopefully we can have new junior council members installed next month at next month's meeting. Mayor's report?
Fire department?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the fire department.
Again.
Twice in
One evening. I'll never forget. Yeah, I'm sure I'll never forget. Yeah.
The numbers for EMS and the fire department for the month of August. EMS answered 246 calls. Fire department was paged out 26 times. You may or may not recall that we recently passed an ordinance regarding false fire alarms. There were 7 false fire alarms out of the 26. Ironically, 0 to Carnegie Towers. 0, which is great, actually. It's fantastic. I hope it's not a coincidence. We did have 4 to the governor's house, so we'll have to plow our way through figuring out how we enforce the ordinance. And Steve, I'll be in touch with you on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Criminal arrests and citations for the month of August were 24. Traffic citations were 37. Parking tickets number 97. Complaints and self-initiated activity for the department were 1,054. For many of you, I'm sure you've realized by now that traffic in town is kind of a nightmare. So if you haven't, you'll find out soon. You'll find out soon how bad it is. Tomorrow, the chief and I are meeting with PennDOT. We're going to discuss some of the issues. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is the closing of the off-ramp. At this time, PennDOT is working hard to not close the off-ramp from the Parkway into Carnegie. We're going to discuss police for some of the difficult rush hour times that they pay some overtime for police to direct traffic. And we also are looking at the signage. In the same token with the traffic issue is that we finally received our new your speed is this sign. So we're in the process of putting that together and hopefully throw that up in a couple different places. It's mobile, and that way we can have one additional mechanism to help slow down traffic in the borough. Parking. One of the interesting things about having a vibrant downtown is that parking fills up fast. Currently, I'm in the process of doing a complete parking analysis for our downtown area. I'm looking at spaces, permits, signage, enforcement, payment schedule. I found a couple interesting things right off the bat. We ran out of time at our last council meeting. I wanted to present this to council, but one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting in 2 of the lots, we actually have more permits than we have actual parking spaces. So that's pretty unique. So we're going to be looking into all that, looking into the application process, into the payment schedule, how we can streamline that and be more effective so that we don't waste the time of the borough, and looking into enforcement. So as we move forward, there'll be different presentations about the parking, and then council can make some hard decisions, I'm sure. Most everybody knows that coming up is the 10th anniversary of the Ivan flood. We are having an ecumenical prayer service on the 17th, which is Wednesday the 17th at 6:30 on the East Main Street Bridge. It'll be led by our clergy in our community and surrounding community. We have invited Heidelberg and a member of their clergy also to participate with us, since they were devastated also. We hope to keep the service relatively short, probably about a half an hour. I will say that afterwards, the Adventist Community Center next to Sunset Pizza will be open, and there'll be some light refreshments for anybody who'd like to gather afterwards. So we all are welcome, and it was a time in this community that was very difficult, and we have moved forward, but I don't think we'll ever forget. As many of the council people have mentioned before, we did lose a life during that storm, so it was a very sad occasion on a number of levels. Just so you know, since the flood, we've done a number of things. When I say we, but the Chartiers Valley Development Flood Control Authority has done a number of things to make sure that the creeks are flowing freely. One of the things that they have done is they have dredged the creek. They took out 52,000 cubic yards over the 11 miles of the creek, which that is actually enough to fill up a football field 29 feet high. And we are currently in the process. I've been in the process with the head of the Chartiers Valley Development Flood Control Authority, Fred Bingham, and We're in the process of trying to get another assessment of the waterways. We've also had, for Campbell's Run Creek, we've had about a $380,000 project over there to help the creek flow a little better. And that feeds into Sharp Tears Creek. And so there have been a number of things that have been done. But we do continuously monitor the situation, and we hope that we always want to stay on top from a preventative standpoint, and hope that we can stay one step ahead of Mother Nature. I would like to say that September continues to be a very busy month. Anybody who was around and that attended the Boys and Girls Club 65th anniversary, we had a majority of council there. It was a very good event. The Boys and Girls Club does a great service to this community, and they had a nice anniversary bash. We honored Bill Manby. We actually named the day in honor of Bill Manby on September 11th, so I want to make sure that that's recorded for our minutes. Bill Manby has been a great philanthropist in our community, supporting the Boys and Girls Club and the library, and he's been instrumental in making sure that both of those institutions are successful and viable. He's just been an outstanding individual, and our community owes him a debt of gratitude. Summer programming at the library. I talked about this last week. I'm going to give you some hard numbers. $10,500 went to scholarships. $9,000 went to summer employment. And those are real numbers. When the Boys and Girls Club, when they give out scholarships to their summer camp, the Boys and Girls Club has to pay that money to the central board. So it's not a wash. It's not just a paper scholarship. It's an actual check that's written out to the board for every scholarship that they give out. And that's why going to the fundraisers, such as the Comedy Club fundraiser, is very important, because all that money goes right towards scholarships and teen employment. And it has a direct effect on children in our community. The average attendance for the Boys and Girls Club throughout the summer for summer camp was 106 kids each day, which is pretty impressive. Also like to make note that this Sunday, as I told you, September continues to be busy in Carnegie. Carnegie celebrates jazz September 21st down at Riley's Poorhouse. This is the third annual event. It used to be held on 3rd Street. They moved it down to the Garden at Riley's, and you can join them for $35 that day. It's well worth it. Some great jazz, and it's a great community event. I'd like to mention that Pittsburgh New Works is in town. If anybody read the Trib last week, the Weekender of the Trib highlighted as the Pittsburgh New Works Festival as the hot ticket for the weekend, which was exciting. Pittsburgh New Works Theater Festival is it's a screen. What it is a bunch of one-act plays that are original one-act plays that are presented in a really nice original format. So if you get a chance, there's 2 weekends left of the New Works Festival. It's done at Off the Wall Theater. And if you'd like to buy your tickets online, just look up Pittsburgh New Works Festival and you type in Carnegie. You get if you're a Carnegie resident, you get a discount, a 50% discount for tickets. So that is nice. Also, I'd like to remind everybody that there's a library fundraiser coming up on the 27th. You can contact the library. It's called The Other Steves. It's a very important fundraiser. It's their big fundraiser of the year. We have a harvest at the school, the garden harvest coming up, and that's this Friday, where the kids will actually harvest the summer crops and plant fall crops. They're going to make kale chips, tomato salads, and our own homemade dressing. So it's going to be a nice day for the kids. And I want to also talk about the Carol Covey Children's Events Recreation Committee. We're going to continue her legacy. She did a lot with the children's. events in this community. We're going to expand it a little bit to add some recreational events. So this year the Halloween promenade will be happening. We hope to change Christmas around a little bit and have an old-fashioned Carnegie Christmas and partner with the library and the businesses. And we hope to have the light up night and also some summer recreational events. So we really want to keep her tradition, keep the tradition going in honor of Miss Coving, who was a dear council person here who passed away earlier this year. And lastly, I just want to talk about an event that both Rick and I attended this Saturday, and it was a really nice event. It was a Civil War lecture at the library, and it was I would say it was a packed house. Wouldn't you say, Rick?
I was surprised, really, the number of people that would come to hear a lecture on the Civil War battle. I was amazed.
Me too. I was amazed, I was impressed, and it was exciting to have it here in Carnegie.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a complete lecture series, so keep your eyes and ears open for the next one. It'll be in October, and I'm sure you'll enjoy, especially if you're a fan of history, like Rick and I are.
Yep.
So that's all I have today, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you. At this point in time, we'll entertain general public comment. I'd like to remind everybody that general public comment, when you do step forward, is limited to 3 minutes or less, obviously. And please state your name and address, and public comment is reserved as a point in time that basically you make comment. If there's a question or something, we'll obviously, if we don't know the answer, we'll obviously get back to you. But public comment isn't a time for debate or isn't a time for back and forth. So it's your time to address council and it's your time to be heard. So if you have any public comment, please feel free to step forward. Seeing that there's no public comment, we'll move right along. Council Good and Welfare. Councilman Boyd?
I as well have no public comment.
Councilman DeLoss?
I'd like to echo the mayor's comments about the Boys Club, the Boys and Girls Club. It was a Boys Club when I was a kid. I was a member there. All 4 of my children were members there. And now my grandson goes there and spent this summer in the day camp program, and he loves it. So it's a great institution for our community, and we should support it however we can.
Thank you.
I turned out okay.
So you say.
That's
I
a
may-
fair one.
I may have a-
Some members of the audience might disagree with you.
I might have a
I
comment.
also wanted to mention that there's something going on this week that most people are not paying attention to, but our namesake Andrew Carnegie would be paying very close attention to, and that is that the 5.3 million residents of Scotland are voting on Thursday whether to become an independent country outside of the United Kingdom, serving under the crown of Queen Elizabeth. And that's a big deal because they haven't been an independent country in several hundred years. And it's become quite a heated debate. If you follow these things on the internet, you can watch every day the back and forth on Twitter or any of the other social media that you care to follow. But it's a big event and a heated one at times, but a very important one. And I've been following it closely, and I think it's quite interesting. So we'll hope for the people of Scotland, whichever way they decide, that it's for the best for the people. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Demko?
No, I was going to talk about Stony Hawk event, but you're already.
I know you would have, but you needed thank, so that's why I did it for you. So.
The only thing I wanted to say is you forgot Sharon, who was in charge of the whole thing.
Oh, and I also forgot your husband, I forgot Phil, I forgot Mike, obviously.
No, that's okay, but Sharon really had,
Sharon Woods.
yeah.
Sharon Woods.
Sharon Woods. She's the one sorry. She's the one that organized the whole thing, you know what I mean? So she's the one that brought it all together, so she really deserved it.
That's what she did. She held it all together.
Yes.
She was the glue.
Good.
She's been super all summer long.
Yes, she has, really. She's wonderful, and I just wanted to thank her too. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman Sarson?
Oh, wait, sorry.
Hold on.
Thanks, Mayor. And don't forget that we are going, we'll have another meeting before that, but we want to start getting the word out. The haunted trail is going to be again this year, and it's going to be the 2 weekends before Halloween. And we are debating on whether to keep it open for Halloween night, so we're not sure about that yet. But it's going to be a little bit different from last year. It's going to be better, if you can imagine. And it's $10 for adults, $5 for kids. We have the pumpkin patch for the kids, of course, and food, and the shelter, and all kind of fun things. So keep it in mind, and I'll remind you next month again. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman Sarstrom.
Yes, I just want to wish my wife a happy anniversary. Tomorrow's our anniversary. And then also my granddaughter, Addison, she'll be 2 years old on the 19th of this month. So, as Carnegie's busy, so am I. But they're two great, exciting moments for me. It is Councilman DeLoss, that is a very important issue in Scotland. But I ask each and every one of you and your family members and this community as a whole, our country is at a critical time with the ISIS situation, just the continued violence on our main streets, just not too close to here, but 2 troopers involved in the shooting. The violence doesn't seem to be coming to any end anytime short. So I would certainly appreciate your prayers for our troops, for anyone overseas, and for our policemen, firefighters, and medics continue to serve us on a daily basis. Thank you. God bless all of you.
Thank you. And the only thing I have this evening is, 10 years ago, obviously this Wednesday, it's a day that I'd rather soon forget, obviously. It was a very difficult day, not only for Carnegie, but for any of the communities surrounding Chartiers Creek, any of the low-lying communities in general. Carnegie it's important to note that Carnegie was the only one that actually had loss of life in Ivan, then Santiago. And unfortunately, that'll live with probably each and every, I know it echoes with me every year that this anniversary comes up, that why is it Carnegie that had to have the loss of life and I know that's an unfair question to ask, but that's the question I ask myself. I guess in a way we were fortunate that it wasn't worse for us, but it still was a tragic day for this town, and it's a day that, like I said, I'd like to soon forget. Since that time, 10 years, a lot of time has gone by. Carnegie's made a lot of progress forward. At some point, it will be a time for us to celebrate, but September 17th isn't obviously the day to do so. It's a day of remembrance, it's a day of solemn occasion. But like I said, we have moved very much forward, and I'm proud of the progress we've made over the past 10 years. Our central business district is starting to look great. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's definitely moving in the right direction. So in a way, I'm very thankful that, like I said, it wasn't worse, but it was bad. And we need to be thankful for what we have, and we need to be thankful for what we have every day. Because as the mayor said, Mother Nature can come at us any day, and there's very little we can do to try to control it. So please keep Dennis Santiago, obviously, in your prayers this week. And please keep the residents, all of the residents that suffered so greatly that evening, and all of the residents of Carnegie in your prayers over this next week. So, thank you. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.